Hello everyone. Sorry, I have all my stuff going, but okay. Everyone, please, this is gonna be a rough thing, okay? We are day one of our journey of not smoking anymore. And actually, I have to thank Trisha and Tana. Probably more Tana because she actually recommended this book, but let's just start here. Okay, you clicked on this video because you're curious about not smoking that anymore. You've been like contemplating quitting. You've seen other people quit recently and done their like 10 days, not whatever. You've read comments that said they feel amazing. All of that stuff, yet you are still smoking. And that was me. And I think I just finally realized that I am, but I am addicted to cannabis. And it's very real for anyone who just immediately, we're gonna go through all of it. This is part one, okay? But anyone who just got immediately triggered and was like, oh, I could take it or leave it, or I don't depend on it, or it helps cure my social anxiety, or it helps cure my depression or anxiety, or anything like that. I do think that there is one benefit to cannabis, and that is chemotherapy. And it's not because it has anything to do with cannabis other than the munchies. That's the only part that it's really helping, is to get the cancer patient to eat more so they don't lose body fat, whatever. My dad died from cancer, so I know all the things, but I'm doing this now because it's been a struggle this morning. Let me just talk you through my day, okay? So I've wanted to quit for forever. Like, actually, after my dad died, I quit for like 6 months. Cold turkey. Actually, it was before my dad died. And then right when he was about to die, actually. Yeah, okay. We're on track now. So, okay, let's just start from the beginning, because I started smoking in college. I was kind of a straight edge, so I will give myself that. Hey, babe. Oh, I'm just recording a YouTube video. Just so you know who I'm talking to. Okay. So I started smoking in college. It probably wasn't even until my junior year. And one of my good friends, I had like a quad in architecture school. It was me, my friend, CM, and what's his name? How did I forget his name? He literally works with my best friend. I don't know. Anyways, it was 4 of us. And we would always drink together. Like, I drank once I turned 22. We loved to play board games and just drink beers. At one point, the guy's house that it was, his roommate, she worked at a bar, so we'd just like go and hang out at the brewery and stuff. But then, I mean, I think my friend M always smoked, like since he was a kid. But one time he offered us a joint, and yeah, I just smoked it. I did not get high the first time. My friend, what was his name? What the fuck? That was gonna piss me off. He got high because he had smoked before. But that's all I really remember. And then I just kind of did it like once in a while, like once every couple months maybe. And then I had this friend who moved in with me, and she was a stoner. Probably the first stoner I was ever like around. I mean, I say this, but I found out my brother was smoking at like 12. So you could see where our childhood led us into smoking. Because smoking found you didn't find smoking. And I know that won't make sense right now, but bear with. But when I lived with her, we were smoking all the time. Like the thing that I realized too is I only ever grew up on blunts. So I was not only addicted to weed, but you're addicted to like the tobacco wrap, or like she would make a spliff. So you'd be addicted to the nicotine. So stupid. I cut that habit like at least 5 years ago because I knew that was bad. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't even crave like weed. I would crave a blunt. And that is how I knew I was addicted to nicotine a little bit. So stop doing that. But still smoked like flower or like pre-rolls and stuff. And actually, I found hemp rolling papers for a while. So it was like hemp blunts instead of tobacco blunts because I would just get like a swisher. And so that was from junior year of high school. So junior year, senior year, and then I did my master's, so 1 year, 2 year. And then I did my internship. I smoked, every day ever since. When I was working, I was very good at doing it at night. Like, I also don't love to drive. This just goes into so many factions, but I don't like to drive high. Also, you should not, because you could get a DUI and you should never do that. So, I never smoked like before work or at work or before school, which now that I know about addiction a little bit more, now I realize like I was addicted even way back then when I only smoked at night, because I would wake up being like, oh, should I skip school so I could stay home and smoke? Or, oh my God, I can't believe like class is so late. Like, why did I make my schedule like that? Now I can't smoke till 5. Like, those are signs of addiction, among other things. But that definitely was me. And so they say to never get your drug dealer's number. Okay. So when I lived with this girl, she only had the drug dealer's number. So she always picked up. And so when she moved out, I didn't have anyone to pick up from anymore, which was like perfect for me. But it lasted like a week before I asked my brother, and then my brother had a friend, and whatever. It just went from there. And then of course it gets legalized, and that just made it worse for everyone who is addicted to cannabis. And again, this is all reflecting on, I've only read an hour of this 3-hour book, the one that I showed you at the beginning, the Easyway, cannabis. All this knowledge is coming from just that 45 minutes that I've read. Like, it really is like a miracle book. I'm not even done with it, but it's just amazing. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it too, in case you don't want to buy it, but you'll want to buy it. Okay. You're curious. And, where was I? I don't know. That's kind of my life with weed. And I never publicized it. I, in fact, was very shameful of it. Like, I liked being the smart, studious, like girl. So I never really like advertised that I smoked weed. It was always like a big shameful secret kind of. So put into that, whatever that is, but let's see. And you know what else I was always curious on? Because like people say there's alcoholism, right? And then there's addiction. And then I don't know. I guess I just kind of assumed they were all the same. But yeah, I definitely do not have alcoholism. Like, I don't know, but I do have an addictive personality. It's just interesting. I'm just like kind of rethinking everything, obviously, but yeah, I do not crave alcohol at all like that. I love a French 75. But I mean, you sleep like shit. It's awful. It's not. I like drinking for vacation. I do not like, I don't know, it's just not my thing. Whereas like I use weed in that destructive, like addictive way. But it's all about changing this idea that weed is good for you, because it's not. And I knew this the first time I quit, just because I felt amazing. Like, I just felt so good after I quit. But that doesn't, how did that not, like, you would think because I felt so good I wouldn't have smoked again. But that is why you need to admit that it's an addiction. And probably gets worse every single time you quit. Probably like go even more. I'm like, well, we'll talk about that in a sec. But the main thing I want to start you with is that weed, as much as we think weed has helped, we've actually just been brainwashed into thinking that us using weed for our withdrawal symptoms is helping us. Like, we are so used to living in the withdrawal, which for cannabis is like irritation, easily frustrated, melancholy, upset stomach, digestive issues, not being hungry, and then obviously like the little monster that you birth screaming at you 24/7 to smoke more cannabis. Which now that I see it, it's awful. Like, you're just in a constant cycle of feeding that monster its little baba. It didn't, in the book it doesn't say like feeding the little monster like baby, but that's how I picture it. Because that's what a pen is. A pen is literally like an adult pacifier, which is kind of what people think they're doing, but it's just so bad for your nervous system. Like, it's not helping at all. Oh, it gave the perfect analogy, okay? I don't know if you guys like buggies or spiders or whatever, but you guys know the Venus flytrap, like the clamp one, and it clamps flies once it triggers the little hairs in it. I'll put it right here. Well, there's also one, I hate post-editing, but I'll try, but there's another one that's more of like a bulbous shape that has a lid and an opening, and there's liquid at the bottom of it that's poisonous. And he tells this story. He asks the question to you, and I'll ask it to you, is when in this story does the fly lose control? Okay, so maybe not you're a fly, but there's a fly. Okay, and there's a bunch of these carnivorous plants. And the fly is just flying, and it sees a plant. It's beautiful. It goes to the plant, and it sits on the edge of the lip of the plant, this carnivorous plant. The fly looks down into the barrel of the plant and sees and smells the like sweet liquid at the bottom, okay? And the way that so like here's the lid, the inside of the bulbous goes like that. So kind of gravity forces the fly to keep walking because it's like kind of like falling at the same time. So the fly starts walking in, but it has to walk more and more because of the slope, you know, before it's like hanging upside down almost. And the fly now can see a bunch of dead flies in the liquid, but it's like too intoxicated to even like think, like even realize that they're in there. So fly keeps going, the fly drinks the stuff, and then the fly dies, okay? And then the plant digested its meal. So the question is, when did the fly lose control? Did the fly lose control by like flying by those plants? Not really. Did the fly lose control when it perched on its thing? No. Did the or who knows? Did the fly lose control of like the intoxication of the drug once it started walking in? And the idea is that it's so silly to think that the fly is ever in control. Like, that plant was made to do that, and that fly was made to like that stuff. Why would you ever think the fly is in control? Like, the fly literally saw dead flies and still did it. Now I know like there's not like case stories of cannabis deaths, but and I don't know that I necessarily believe that it's a gateway. I do think there are just different types of addictions. You know what I mean? Because I've never done anything else. Well, one or two, but not like addiction. You know what I mean? So when was the fly in control? The fly was never in control. Like, me and you are never in control of the addiction to cannabis. The idea of cannabis or alcoholism or hard drugs is once you do it one time, you have birthed two monsters. You birthed a little withdrawal monster that the moment the cannabis and the THC leaves your system, it starts crying. It gives you a little headache. It says like, oh my God, wait, I'm nauseous. Oh my God, I need to lay down, or where's my pen? Those are not you. Those are the little monster. The little monster going like, hey, out of weed, like, please, I'm hungry. And this is a huge thing for anxiety. Like, when I have a lot of OCPD, like internal monologue anxiety, and one of the good things to help kind of break that illusion is this method of just like naming it something else. So for me, I think of it like a high school bully. Like, for my anxiety, I could be like, it hasn't happened in a while, but I could be walking in a grocery store and someone see me go down the same lane twice, and my anxiety goes, oh my God, they're looking at you and they think you don't know what you're looking for, and they've seen you go through this line twice and not pick anything up, and you're really embarrassing that you've already been in this line, like this aisle, and haven't found what you wanted to find. I used to think those were all my thoughts, and I would listen to them as if they were my thoughts. And so of course I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here now. This is so embarrassing, anxiety, whatever. When I switched it to being a high school bully, and I'm in a grocery aisle and I hear a high school bully go, you're embarrassing, you went down the aisle twice, or like, loser, you don't know what you're looking for, then it's like funny. Not funny, but then it's like embarrassing for them, the anxiety. Like, ew, cringe, you're walking around trying to make me feel bad. So annoying. Sorry. So doing that with, I think that's exactly what, I think his name is Allen Carr, did in this idea, is like, you birthed, the moment you had that weed, you birthed the little withdrawal monster. And I've felt the withdrawal monster 25 times today, okay? But it's been easier than before, because the whole concept of this book is like, you're gonna starve it. Like, all it wants is this baba. Maybe that's why I thought that baba imagery, but you were gonna starve this little monster. That's all it is. I also do this thing with my anxiety, which is, I don't remember like the technical term, but you basically, it's like Newton's law. However powerful the anxiety is to you, you are adversely powerful back. So for me, I'm an architect, so I'm very visual. I literally picture like a miniature what's that big monster in Star Wars? Jabba the Hutt. I picture a really, and kind of mixed with the Oogie Boogie Man of Nightmare Before Christmas, I picture him really small, because like, embarrassing, right? I picture him really small in my stomach, and yeah, every time I don't smoke, now I hear it as the little monster going like, hey, we're nauseous, we're gonna be sick unless you don't give us that, or like, I don't know, we're not hungry, we haven't eaten 6 hours, but we're not hungry, is like him throwing a tantrum. It's like, girl, feed your body. Go eat lunch. That's what I'm eating right now. Which also helped because I was having a very big back and forth moment in my head. And you just gotta like move on to the next step. So let's jump into that for the next. I'm gonna make this kind of short because there's gonna be a lot that we could go into. And I don't want anyone to like feel too indoctrinated after this. It's supposed to feel good. One quick thing is just, I've already felt like the shift, and again, it's only been like 4 days, but one, every time I want my pen, it feels like the monster now. It doesn't feel like me who wants it, because I know how good it does feel to be sober. And then the other thing is I didn't smoke until like 6 p.m. yesterday, and the moment I got high, I kind of was like, ugh, now I'm high for 3 hours. I was like, ugh. And that was the first time I ever really thought like that. Like, it felt like I gave in to the little monster. It didn't feel like relief, which is what it used to always feel like. Relief, escape, disappear, disassociate, like, ugh. Sorry. No, it's not what it does. It's not what it does. It calms the withdrawal, and then you're back to square one. Like you've never actually processed anything or whatever. So let's talk about my day. This is day one, okay? Again, this is my third day not smoking till like 4. First it was 4, then it was 6, and now today I'm trying to do 4. And no, not even trying. I'm gonna do 4 today. But I am, now, what it says in this book is like, don't quit using willpower. Like at the beginning of this book, you can still kind of feed the monster whenever, but just know that you're feeding a monster now. And then eventually through the book, at some point, he says like, it's time to like starve the monster or whatever. So I'm still in the beginning. And I don't even know if I should tonight. I don't even know. But hear me out. So I woke up and I didn't have any urge, but because I hadn't smoked much in the last 3 days, I did wake up at 5 a.m. Wide awake. So, wide awake at 5 a.m., which is fine. Like, if anything, when I smoke, it makes me oversleep. Which is also just really not healthy too. So, it wasn't like a terrible wake up. And then I felt because the first thing I would do is hit the pen, okay? And then I would go in the kitchen and like film and like make my matcha and stuff like that. But today I made myself a healthy breakfast and I felt coherent the entire time, and it was so nice. Because sometimes in the morning, like when you first smoke, it's like dazy, which is not a good feeling. And I don't know, it's just different. So after I came in here and I'm working on some very heavy stuff. If you guys see my other videos, please go look, but I was fired from my long-term job wrongfully, allegedly. So I'm working on my civil rights documentation and this other jurisdiction stuff. And so for me, after I got fired, which is when like the peak of my addiction hit, that was the habit, is like I would sit, work on this stuff, my body would be like in stress, and my cognitive brain only thought weed was the solution. So it would just be like hitting my pen all day. Like, That was awful. And so this is why I struggled a lot today. So it was like 12 p.m. I had been working all morning. Again, like kind of, we're not re-traumatizing ourselves. We are writing our side of the story. But it's traumatizing, okay? I loved that job and I loved those mentors until they were crazy. But I am a girl of my morals and I do not care about money the same way other people care about money. And I am doing this for what is right. So it's obviously very emotional. And at 12, I messaged ChatGPT because ChatGPT is helping me like write all my things too, because I'm dyslexic. And I was like, I want to smoke my pen right now. And I told it that I was reading the Easyway thing, so it just helped me by bringing in that imagery of the monster, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is like, even if I smoke right now today, I did so much this morning. I had a big wave of like withdrawal where my immediate brain was like, you're feeling stressed and emotional, you need weed. It made me feel nauseous. I felt very overwhelmed. I felt like in panic, like, oh my God, I need it. Oh my God, I need it. Oh my God, I need it. And really the only way to like pass time in that moment was just to keep telling ChatGPT, but I really want it. And it kept saying no. So that was like 15 minutes. Again, it's honestly this hard right now. Eventually it'll be easier with the book, but right now it's still like, I still feel that willpower struggle. And so that was like 15 minutes passed and I was like, okay, I made it another 15 minutes not using my pen. And then I was like, because the other advice is Allen Carr says that you should listen to the book sober. So I was like, okay, I'm sober to pass time, because you need to literally find things to pass time. That's how hard it is. Even talking about it is giving me like a little bit of an itch. But I just gave myself goosebumps. And that I clocked in for the book for like, I think I listened to another half hour, 40 minutes. So that passed almost a whole hour. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go make myself lunch. I'm not hungry, because that's like the one thing is a withdrawal for me, is that I only am hungry when I smoke, which is not a good habit. Again, good for a cancer patient, not good for me. So I made my lunch, good yummy lunch that hit like dopamine cravings. Like, it's not a boring lunch, it's Spanish rice and a taco with hot sauce and cheese. Like, have to get your dopamine somewhere else, okay? Don't have a boring lunch if you are struggling. Like, get your dopamine other places. And so I did that. I told my husband that I was really struggling. And then I came in here and I was like, here's another great way to pass 30 more minutes. We're at the 30-minute mark. You just did 30 minutes with me if you did this whole video, but are you guys proud of me? Can you guys tell me you're proud of me? But I'm gonna start vlogging every day about this. Just because it's so important. It's really changing my life, this book. And I've wanted to quit for so long. I just know I don't need it. I don't need it to be creative. I don't need it to do anything. If anything, I get so high, I just don't do anything. I'm creative, but I'm just like, I'll just be cruising on the internet. It doesn't actually help you. And I don't know if you guys are into the woohoo, but this year is a 9 and the next year is gonna like the next cycle of 9 starting over again. And I feel like this is part of my quantum leap mission. I've made like other moves yes, I did get fired from that job, but I knew I was gonna get fired. Like, I saw, it's a long story. It wasn't a shock, is what I'll say. But I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? But I know a lot of people are probably feel this way, and if you don't want to buy the book, hopefully you'll see this. Whether you'll stop here and go read the book or you'll just hear it from me, that's okay, because that's kind of what it's all about. Is like, if I learn something, the first, like, I am the opposite of a gatekeeper. I was trying to be like, do I gatekeep? The only thing I've ever gatekeep is like where I find really good auctions. But I'm not a gatekeeper. And like in architecture, my whole thing is like, if I learn something, I don't wait till someone asks that same question to me for them to learn. I am like, get over to my computer now, look at what I just learned. Or if I'm doing something that I do 25 times a day, like, that is also the first thing I do. I say, come over to my desk, like, let's walk you through this. Or, I don't know. To me, it's kind of the logic of taxes. You either believe in paying into the system to affect the future, or you believe in saving money for yourself and your own personal future. And the same thing kind of goes with knowledge. You either contribute to the next generation so that the next generation could be even smarter, or you withhold knowledge so that the next generation just has a hard enough time learning as you did. Also, like, I love managing. I love being a manager. I think I'm a great manager, because I see them as like a group team, you know, like, if I am only good as my weakest link. Isn't that fucking true? Sorry, didn't mean to curse. But like, if I have 2 team members that are like fresh out of college, it does not help me if they don't know my tricks. Like, if you are gonna be working under me, we're gonna have like a sit down and I'm gonna show you, like, it's not necessarily like my way, because like there were like office standards, but I was gonna show you like what I did for the first 2 years and why I switched and why I do it this way now. You know what I mean? Like, it's something as little as like these one, how do I explain this? We have this program, okay? And you can draw lines so that you could connect to them, whatever. But you can also draw, the 2 girls that might see this are gonna laugh. But you can also draw these lines that go over the whole screen and you can never see the extents of them to also draw lines from. Like ruler markers, basically. Why I use the little lines is because then if you're not done working on that section, you can scroll over here and there's no lines. But if you use the construction lines, it doesn't matter if you scroll over here, those lines that you put down over there are crossing this way. Like, it messes up your whole thing. You have to finish that design before you move on, or delete all of your grid lines. So like, my first thing is like, when I saw that, is to teach them the trick. Be like, this is valid, but it's gonna slow you down once you have to work on like 5 rooms at the same time, you know? Or if you wanna do that, open up a new file, do your little things in there so you can like copy and paste over, but then you're adding like so many steps and so many things to not catch. And the idea is that knowledge should be so the next generation grows. You should never withhold anything. You should never, like, if you want your job to be easier, you have to teach them the tricks. Like, I don't know. That's just how I think. One, I'm super proud of myself because I've never filmed when my husband's been home because I get really embarrassed. But I wonder if that's just the You guys see, it's gonna be amazing. I don't even know how I'm this happy right now. I'm sober. It's because this is who I am. Why am I flush and sweating now? Okay. Well, as you can see, I clearly have some Trisha Paytas to catch up on because this is not even the newest episode. Today's the 15th. So I'll post this like right after this. But yeah, day 1. Cheers. And again, it's not day 1 of cold turkey, okay? Today was just teaching you guys about the little monster. And we'll talk about the big monster next time, but we are in day 1, part 1. Just know, when you smoke, you're feeding a little withdrawal monster. That's it. You can feed that monster. I fed that monster for almost 12 years. I fed that monster, okay? You can feed that monster too. That's the other thing. No shame allowed. Like today, because I decided that my little monster behaved only badly one time today, that I am gonna, like, and I'm exhausted, that if I smoke tonight, there's no shame in it. Like, now I know I'm feeding the addiction monster, so that's okay. But the illusion has been broken. I am not doing it to help Elizabeth. I'm only doing it to help that little withdrawal monster. So, I hope you guys get that sentiment. Again, it really sunk in after like day 3, where I realized like every time I picked up my pen, I was just like, yeah, that is like the little monster that just gave me like the little nauseous feeling, or like the little like, oh my God, I need to lay down. That is not me. That is withdrawal. Okay. All right. I do have to get back to work, but I will see you again soon. And I'm proud of you. Where do I look at the camera? Sorry. I am proud of you. Just even like picking up this video, even thinking about it, like you and I are in this together. I'm not going to give you this like once I'm already good and going. We are going to go through this every day, and I'm going to tell you every day, every time my little withdrawal monster peaked, because today was almost like a 2-hour affair of like the withdrawal like peak. It goes down, like the monster like screams and screams and screams, and then I choose to do the adverse, like I scream no back at it. Did I finish that story? I scream no back at it in my own voice. And that relieved me a little bit. It felt more like my body saying like, oh wait, this wasn't life or death. Like, we're okay. Okay. So I think it'll be good. Sorry. I think I have a dog hair in my nose. That is all. I didn't even do my hair or anything, but it's good. But you know what? I think anxiety makes me more vain. Because then I'm like, ooh, I don't look good, I don't do this, whatever. But then sober, I'm like, let me pose, girl. So, I just looked at my pen. We take small steps. I gave another really good analogy today, but we gotta save it. Okay.